Team, it's a big attitude and a winning spirit, and you see that, and that is already from the start in the season not that good, but we're improving on that point a lot, and I'm really happy with that development and with that progress, and we have to keep the process going. And you see it, if you act like this, also the fans, they like it, and you see developing a bond between the fans and the team. And that's good to see.
It's been close every time I've come here, but it doesn't change the record, does it? You've got to try and score and win. But we deserved something out of today. You know, you couldn't have come away and said that we didn't deserve to take something from the game.
We keep playing well and keep the confidence high in the group and keep that momentum going and keep.
Did you think today?
And I think since international break, after we didn't have the start we wanted, every game has been an improvement. So that's all we, can do as a group of players. Keep building on those performances, and I'm sure soon enough these narrow margins that will turn into our favour.
8 games unbeaten now in a row. After the poor start to the season, do you feel the team is clicking together now?
Yeah, there's a complete different energy around us, and we worked hard in pre-season. We didn't have the start that we wanted, and we can either fold or we can stand up to it, and we've definitely stood up to it.
Come on to Marcus Rashford with Jermaine in just a moment. There's a sense that you could have got something out of that, really.
It was a very frustrating game. You know those games where you feel we definitely deserve something from it. But end of the day, this is football, and this is why people love it. We can be out there. We had so many opportunities. The hair was on fire today. Harry Maguire putting his body in line. Obviously, just come in because of the injury. Varane, he's come in and he did well today as well. So it's just one of those days. Another day.
In the dressing room afterwards, do you
3.
sit there and take positives out of it, or are you all downbeat?
No, definitely take positives. It's one of the things that we're at Old Trafford, and we've had so many opportunities. We definitely are down because we should have had something, but we've gone in and gone, you know what, next week we'll get 3. Because we believed we could have got 3 today, and we could have got something, could have won the game, but it happens, it's football. Just move on to the next.
Let's go back to Marcus Rashford. 100 goals now for Manchester United, and you're starting to see something different from him, or from him within Ten Hag's system.
Yeah, well, I mean, in particular today, I saw different movements. I saw a player that was getting himself into much better goal-scoring positions. I think the one thing with Marcus, I mean, he's got his 100 goals, by the way, before the age of 25 at Manchester United, which is still incredible. But he's usually kind of hanging out wide a lot more. I saw that a lot more today. Get into the penalty spot, getting towards the 6-yard box. And I highlighted that area because that's where you're going to score all your goals if you're a striker. He's a bit unlucky on this situation here, but the drive, the determination, he had something about him today, which I just really, really enjoyed watching. And it was this kind of like, not only getting there, but he had a bit of bite to him in the box as well. His movement was quick and he was sharp. This is one that really stood out to me, because I think usually Marcus Rashford might pull out wide here, get it on his right foot, cut back and try and bend one in. But look at that run. He don't get it, but look where he finishes off. If he does that more often than not, he's going to get a tap in and he'll score 10 goals like that each year. But this header, I mean, I don't know. We have to go through the archives. I've not seen Marcus Rashford score a header like this, since he's come since he burst onto the scene, actually. Sorry, but look at.
Hold on, there's only one burst. Don't get excited.
I had to. I'm sorry. I had to chuck it in. But the desire for that header was just. It was, what I want to see from Marcus Rashford, and he had the England manager in the stand as well. And I'm sure that was a nice little reminder to say, I'm still the guy. I can still score goals for you.
It's all there for him, isn't it, Mikhail?
Yeah, definitely. Marcus Rashford, you can know he's got the quality. You know how good he is. Obviously, the last couple of seasons, he's not been performing. You can see his quality today. You saw how well he did. He had a few opportunities you can see from the clips there. So it will be difficult not to bring him. Obviously,
to the World Cup?
To the World Cup. But obviously, he's not playing as an out-and-out striker now, which everyone was seeing him for the last couple of seasons, and that's what they believed. So I feel maybe as a left winger like he played today, you can see the sharpness that he's got. You see the quality, scoring goals, getting in a good position. So I would probably bring him as a left mid.
Does he need a defined role?
I think it depends on the manager and how they like their systems to be played. I think when I watch Gareth Southgate, he likes his players to have defined roles, some people might criticise that. I think he would be a player that plays on that left-hand side. And I think one of the big reasons why Gareth would lean towards a Marcus Rashford, if he's in that type of form, is he hasn't got many goal scorers in his team. You know, you got Harry Kane, you got Raheem Sterling, Mount might chip in with a couple, but after that, you start to need your Marcus Rashford. So he's done himself no harm today.
Especially if he plays like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Because the
Unplayable
amount of opportunities that he had there today, he was getting in the back stick, he's cutting, he's taking shots. So if he's playing like that, he could be even the starter for England, not just coming on.
So when you look at the other end of the pitch, how much do you praise Manchester United's defending? How much do you criticise West Ham's finishing?
Oh, this is going to be fun.
As it looks at Mikel.
No, I just wanted to put you on the spot and see how uncomfortable you were.
Wasn't it, Chappers? But I think we've got to give credit to Man United defence, especially Dalot and Martinez. The first clip, Martinez, I know there's a lot of question marks about his height, but over the last couple of weeks, or even months, he's settled in brilliantly. Look how brave he is here. You know, Michael looks like he's going to score. You think that's going to go in?
That's going in.
But it's just brilliant defending. Putting your head to the ball in these sort of moments is what you need. And Dalot was exceptional as well on that back post. But I want to ask you here, Mikel, what's going through your mind here? You see Dalot in front of you. Are you looking to make the run between the two defenders there?
Yeah, so obviously, with Dalot being there in front of me, I'm thinking ball coding on top of Dalot, hopefully drop over him, header, because I feel I'm in the right position in between the two defenders. So then, obviously, Deck's seen me put the ball in because he knows that that's why I want it.
And it's amazing defending.
He's clear, mate. My head, you saw my head flying forward because I'm thinking that's hitting me right on my forehead, back of the net.
But what are you thinking this one? You see Martinez is sort of, he's looking at you. He doesn't know to drop off or to go, but then you make a run across the front.
Because with that one, I saw he checked me twice. So I've stayed behind him. So at the last minute when he's looked forward against who the ball is, I've tried to make a dart across him, but he's done unbelievable defending, to be fair.
It could have been.
It could have been a bit better.
It definitely could have been. But this is the one you feel you should have scored, you could have done better.
Yeah, this is the one, because obviously he's looked for me, he's put his arms on me, so a bit physical. And then as the ball's about to be whipped in, I've let him get a yard on me where I feel if I stayed a bit closer to him and used my physicality on him, I probably would have got the header.
Yeah, and you're thinking here, you get the ball, you picked up a nice pocket of space here. You see McTominay coming towards you. What are you thinking first?
First thing I wanted to do was roll him instantly. I wanted to roll him straight away, get into the space and maybe switch the ball. But obviously he's managed to get tight, so I had to take the touch. And then he was on my back, but one thing with me is when I know someone's tight onto me and I can feel them, it makes it easier for me to roll them. So that's how I managed to roll and then get my shot off. I was trying to put it in the top bins, but it went a bit middle. And
Did you think this goal was going in from the header from Zuma?
I thought I was so close to celebrating.
It's ridiculous save from De Gea, though.
I can't believe he's got there. Like today, he was just on fire. But that's one thing people give to De Gea. His cat-like reflex.
And Maguire, I had to give a shout out to Maguire there, defending well.
And
but
again,
this one here, this is actually a brilliant clip. You've got your arms here. Should Declan be passing to you here, or should he be shooting?
Look, end of the day, hindsight, yeah. If he does not connect with the ball like he does there, he's got to give me the ball. Because I've got like 20 yards to myself. But I can't say anything to him right now because that shot was unbelievable. And it was a great save from De Gea.
There were. Did you notice a slight difference in Manchester United from maybe the past couple of seasons that you've played them with how they defended today?
Yeah, definitely. I don't think it's more with how they defended today. Like they were resilient. Like people putting their body on the line. You see Martinez getting kicked in the head because he was preventing the shot. In the same moment, he also blocked the shot where I feel it was going to go in. Harry Maguire blocking Jared, because that was definitely going in. He's hit his calf, and then Dalot also...
big headers and all that.
Big headers blocking it. So they're just putting their bodies on the line. But the thing is, you can also see the quality of them going forward as well, with Eriksen drop into pocket, Casemiro. also being able to put balls in behind. Then they've got Bruno Fernandes, so ball playing midfielders.
Yeah.
So it's the quality, and you can see the quality coming out where over the last couple of years there was a bit of lost connection in the middle, where now they've got that.
You've made him happy enough now. You can.
Are you a Man United fan? I wasn't to know.
You can come back, he can't. Right, let's talk more after part one of yesterday's goals.
Erik, when you fight so hard to win a game, keep a clean sheet, does that make it even more satisfying for you?
Yeah, it's a double feeling, I would say, because it's great and I'm really happy with this win, and also the way we fight again and we are supporting each other and we're acting as a team. But I think we have to manage this game better, to keep better the ball, and also in the second half keep disciplined in the pressing, then you keep more control in the game.
The defenders were sort of celebrating with each other and high-fiving and shaking each other's hands during the game. Does that show you the sort of team spirit and the desperation to keep a clean sheet?
Football is team sport, and that you do together. That is, of course, in possession, but definitely out of possession. And it's about defending your goal, and you do it together. And I'm happy. I see also the individual performances like David De Gea, magnificent today. When he saves, he makes in the end. But you do it together, it's starting in front, but finally you have to protect the box, and how they do it, how they're supporting each other, how they're covering each other, how they motivate each other. I'm really happy with that process.
It was a great effort from the back four. They all play well, but is there anybody you would pick out? In particular, for instance, Maguire hadn't played in the Premier League for a while and seemed to do well.
It was a good performance. It's not that easy when you are a couple of weeks out. And he only played 45 minutes last Thursday, but Premier League is a different level than to come in and then get under such a pressure, and especially in the end of the game, when it's tough. And we didn't have the opportunity to sub because we didn't have any more centre halves on the bench. And then he survived, and he showed attitude. I think he showed resilience, he showed the confidence, and that's good to see.
And what about the achievement for Marcus? He's only just about 24, almost 25, 100 goals already for Manchester United.
Yeah, massive achievement. And I said before, it is the 85th anniversary of a youth player in the squad on every game. And then it's Marcus Rashford makes his 100 on that day, a day before his birthday. It's a great birthday present as well. But I think it remarks the work and the good work in the youth academy, and that's a fantastic story.
Do you like the goal as well? It was a great header, a real centre forward's header, wasn't it?
It was not so a rebound simple. No, it was really a magnificent goal, and I also want to value the great cross who Christian Eriksen gave in. It was so high quality skill.
Finally, Erik, that's just one goal conceded in the last 6 games in all competitions. How happy are you with the way that we're defending as a team right now?
Yeah, but that's a massive point. It's part of my philosophy, and always do it as a team. And defending is no but if. No, you have to do it 100% if. I don't accept it, and the team don't accept it from each other. And that gives a spirit, that gives a connection, that gives unity. And that's difficult to beat, and that is how we are. Hard to beat, you show it. So once we get that first goal, that gives also confidence in the team.
Well done today. Thank you very much.
Please.
Thanks.
On the win, that was quite hard fought in the end.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think we played that well today, but at the same time, it's good to win games like that, because if we want to reach our goals and our ambitions this year, then we're going to have to win games in that fashion. So I'm pleased with the win.
A milestone goal for you, and you took it really well. How satisfying is it when you soar in the air and you connect with the header as cleanly as that?
Yeah, it's a beautiful feeling. It's something I've been working on, and I feel like I need to be scoring more goals in them situations. I need to be in them areas more often, so I'm just working on being in the areas and trying to get on the end of things.
Yeah, the England manager was here watching as well. Nice to score in front of him.
Yeah, it's nice to score regardless. I'm pleased that I've managed to score today and we've got the win.
8 games unbeaten now in a row. After the poor start to the season, do you feel the team is clicking together now?
Yeah, there's a complete different different energy around us, and you know, we worked hard in pre-season. We didn't have the start that we wanted. And you know, we can either fold or we can stand up to it, and we've definitely stood up to it.
You grabbed the headline with the goal, but I'm sure you'd want to praise your defensive teammates who hung in there and the goalkeeper as well.
Yeah, David especially, but also Diogo, Harry, Leacher, Shaw, Scotty, massive headers, defensive headers. And you know, it's tough. They've got some big lads. I think they're one of the biggest teams in the league, and they're aggressive. They attack the ball well, and you know, we held on and we defended well.
Well done today. Congratulations on the 100 goals. Well done.
I counted 3 mentions of the word spirit there, and attitude. How well has he done to build that in such a short space of time from, let's be honest, an all-time low really at times last season?
Yeah, you know what, I think everybody talks about signing players and playing philosophies and style, but I think the best teams I ever played on, there was a togetherness in the dressing room, which you stuck together in difficult moments, right? So you've been there, you know what it's like when you only really know a team and its players when you're under pressure, and then you see how they respond. After the first 2 games, you thought, wow, this is way worse than we thought. And he came in, changed it up a little bit, changed the tactics, played on the counter, less possession, and all of a sudden now he said about control. He wants more control in the game. He doesn't want the defenses to have to do so much, to have the head to make so many saves. He wants them to have the ball and control the game, and that's his style. But they're doing a bit of both now. Defensively, they're solid variety, and on the ball, they're improving as well.
I think that you can't underestimate the enormity of the job that he's taken on with everything that's going on upstairs with Manchester United and the playing staff, the Cristiano Ronaldo situation. For him to then, you know, and the poor performances, for him to come in like he has done and turn it around slowly. I think Ronaldo's kind of like contributed to the fact that he's got more time because of the way he's behaved in certain situations. He's made it easier for Ten Hag, because maybe if he didn't make so much noise off the pitch about not playing and walking off and that, it might have been to put more pressure on him, but that the players have responded. You've heard the players talking about different players. Everybody's playing well. Marcus Rashford, they're reeling off, David De Gea reeling off of like 5 or 6 players who are playing well. He's turned it all around, and they're on his bandwagon with where he's going, with what they're trying to do. And I think that up to this point, he's got to be commended for what he's done. I think it's a magnificent effort up to this point, simply because of the club he's gone into and the noise that comes with that, and having a superstar like Ronaldo on your books that you've got to deal with all that situation. It's underestimated what he's doing.
I don't know, Ajax is a big club in Europe and Holland, but this is a whole new level that he's used to on a personal level as well. Yeah, and the spotlight, as Righty mentioned, we've seen that with a lot of players that have come here, huge players that have come here, and the spotlight maybe hasn't been so kind to them, which Manchester United brings, because of the expectation that it brings, and maybe not rightly so, because the squad hasn't been at the level to compete with Man City and Liverpool. But I'm with Righty. Credit to Ten Hag, you know, tough start, as tough a start as you could have had after Brighton and Brentford, you know, and everybody thought, woof, you know, what's going on here? And he realised, he made some changes real quick, big calls that he's made.
Very calm, isn't he?
Yeah, he's calm. You know, and you got to balance the dressing room as well, Steve, you know, which is hard. The emotions of individuals and emotions of the team, but also that the team performs. And the fact of the matter is, they've been some big teams. Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea. Spurs. Yeah. You know, they're in a good place, and they don't look like they have as many weaknesses as they've done. So he's done a fantastic job.
And the discipline side of it as well, which was always levelled at United over the last 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, well, he's sorting everything out. And like I said, with him and his personality, he seems very calm, you know, and the Dutch are very straight talking. I get the impression that if you're in and around him, if he's pulling you to talk to you, he's looking you straight in the eye, telling you what he wants and what he wants you to do. And I feel that a lot of those players, and they do look a lot fitter and a lot stronger. I think a lot of those players have probably had the talk with him. You know, he's somebody that, when I read that, everybody talks about the 13 kilometres that they had to run after Brentford. But they kind of left out the fact that he ran it as well, because he said that he was to blame as well. You know what I mean? So,
that's cool, yeah.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean,
yeah.
Owen? So we're talking about somebody who's really ingrained, really deep, and you know what I mean? He's not afraid to point at himself as well. So we're talking about now getting into a situation where this guy is probably going to go where they want him to go. depending on what goes on upstairs.
Well, listen, we're not running 13 kilometres, but we must run. Both of your former clubs have won today.
And David De Gea is not going to the World Cup. They must have some very, very good goalkeepers.
He's not made a 55-man squad.
Not even top 4 goalkeepers in that squad, because he really had to play well in the last 20 minutes. Marcus Rashford, 100 goals for him in Manchester United colours.
Yep.
How close do you think he is to the best Marcus Rashford that we've seen in the past?
I think he's slowly getting there. He's slowly getting there. The more he plays week in, week out under Ten Hag, the more we'll start to see the best of him. Like, he had a couple of really good chances today. What I like about this finish here, he times his run and his jump really well. He doesn't give the defender a chance to get up and put any pressure on himself. He gets his arm over him. See it there. Defender's got no chance. Brilliant header.
He's bullied the defender Kehrer out there, hasn't he?
I mean, it's awful from Kehrer.
Yeah,
you've got two players that's both got the same flight of the ball, if you like. One wants to win it. Kehrer switches off.
And by the time Rashford's up there, as Jermaine says, he's won it, hasn't he?
Do you know what I look at him? I think you're looking at a lad now that's starting to muscle up a little bit. I think I see it in his body shape. He's obviously gaining more confidence. I've seen quite a bit of Man United this season, and the one thing I think he can improve on a lot more is when he gets in front of goal, 9 times out of 10 he always goes for power.
Yeah.
He tries to blast everything, where sometimes a little cultured finish, take a little bit of weight off.
Bit of finesse.
Bit of finesse into one of the corners. But if he gets that, you're looking at a guy that's banging form.
They were really good for the last 10, 15 minutes. But there was a general feeling when we were watching the game, and I wonder if West Ham fans would reflect this, that if they played both Scamacca and Antonio, maybe for, I don't know, for half an hour or whatever, they might have had more joy. Was there a little bit of being held back a little bit by the tactics? A little bit handbrake. As Arsene used to say, a little bit handbrake-ish.
Well, we were watching the game, me and Jermaine, and we were thinking, like, what would you do before the game? What would the tactics be? And you're looking at 2 centre-halves in Lisandro Martinez, not the tallest, and Harry Maguire at the moment, not the quickest. So if you put Scamacca on Lisandro Martinez, he's going to be better than the air. Yeah. If you put Antonio on Harry Maguire, those two against those 2 centre-backs would cause chaos and cause absolute damage. Now, credit West Ham for the last 20 minutes of the game. De Gea pulled off some big, big saves. This is another good one. But I thought there was a period in the game from minute 1 to about the hour where I thought it was the perfect chance for David Moyes against a big side who hasn't got a great record against the big sides. West Ham fans want to see Scamacca and Antonio play together. And you played under David Moyes. Did you recognise his approach today?
Yeah, absolutely. It's worked for David Moyes over the years, and it's something that, as a player, you understand, you learn to appreciate, because you do get results. But is it always exciting? Is it always entertaining? Not really. Is it quite frustrating as a forward? Yeah, it is. But you know, they were very unfortunate in the end, the last 10 minutes, not to have come away with a point. But it's
a little bit of what might have been.
Exactly. They could have won that if they played the 2 forwards.
The travelling fans want to see Scamacca and Antonio. They recognise they're completely different players, but as a pair, they could be so good.
Another win, though, for Manchester United. Bournemouth and Tottenham have both lost back-to-back league matches coming into their one.